Welcome to the best 3,000 songs I've heard so far, The Chart Show, an audio revelation of a snapshot in time provided by two gurus of absolutely nothing, save for a bunch of occasional informed and self-assured opinions about the music reviewed from various genres and years presented on this show. Hey dude, let's go.
Welcome to the best 3,000 songs I've heard so far, the podcast, also known as The Chart Show, where we choose a chart either randomly or in some cases, such as this week, based on a seminal moment in our life. The year that Dennis and I, the week and the month and week, that Dennis and I graduated high school. And so we will have opinions on that, not necessarily only based on the music, but probably recall a few moments that the songs evoke. So, welcome back, and let me introduce my partner in this venture, Mr. Dennis Talbot.
Hello, how you doing? So this is our second show, our first show. Hopefully you liked the way we did it. And like I said, when we did this next one, we decided to, do something that kind of represented a time in our life, which was, graduating from high school. That was an odd time for me too, because, I was a huge Kiss fan all through high school, but I kind of lost interest in Kiss toward the end of high school because of the Dynasty and the Unmasked, and it wasn't, they weren't on my radar as much as they was before. We graduated in May of 1983. A big thing that happened to me prior to that was Halloween night of 1982. Saw my first concert, which was a double bill of Canadians, Rory Gallagher and Rush.
Oh,
so that was my first experience as a, so I became I was a big Rush fan then and became a bigger Rush fan after that fact, and I was starting to get into a little bit more like Van Halen at that point, Judas Priest, and then also because of what was happening and what happened probably 3 weeks after this chart, I moved to Evansville and actually had access to MTV.
I remember that, because before that, you guys would come to my house and watch it.
And we watched, Night Tracks and
absolutely.
A few of those ones there. So we didn't have 24 hours a day, music videos, which we don't have now either. It went
that's
full
a relic
circle.
of the past, isn't it?
It went full circle. But I remember when I moved to Evansville, the first time I saw MTV, I stayed up all night, and I was like going, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I'm still watching. They got up the next morning and like, you still watching it? And I'm
still
like,
watching it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that entire era, 83 through probably 86.
Right.
Because I remember getting up after a night of adult refreshments in 1985 for the Live Aid concert.
Right.
And catching the UK, the London version. And
I think we watched all of that, actually. It was really...
Yeah, other than, because you didn't have the DVR to stop it for the the necessary breaks
right.
or the food breaks. So, you just, a group comes on and it's like, whatever, you do what you got to do.
Right.
But it was a blast. And so in MTV, we really were, considering when it debuted, it didn't debut necessarily in the large cities. I lived in Dale, Indiana. Dennis lived in Moser's Camp. Troy, he lived in the suburb of Troy, Indiana.
I lived in a house down by the river.
Down by the river, exactly.
It wasn't a van; it was a house. But we were in the Styx.
The van came after college,
yes.
Right? So.
We had an aerial. We had no cable. It was, you had to actually turn, and we watched fuzzy shows. So it was from there. I went to, like I said, I moved to college to Evansville, and just seeing cable television all the time, plus the fact of MTV was a really really cool thing, and MTV opened me up to a lot of the 80s type new wave music. I think if I would have heard it on the radio, it wouldn't have, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much or got into it as much, but watching the videos that went along with it, I think that kind of drug me in a little bit. So, even though I was, on the weekends, I'd, throw my fist up and to Priest and stuff like that, I'm listening to, Kaja Gugu and stuff like that through the week, and because it was
the videos,
and the thing was the songs were catchy, and they were good. So MTV really changed a lot of my perception of music. And that could actually be a show in itself at some point, talking about that. But
and we can drag in some of the folks we know, which in the future we do hope to drag in a few of our friends occasionally to go through various things, because this chart show, just for future reference, it's the first show was from the 70s. This one's from the 80s. We intend to do chart shows from the 60s. 50s probably not, but you never know.
I'd say 60s through
60s for sure.
Through the late 90s or 2000s.
Well, no, even 2000s.
Right.
And we might even throw in some more recent charts just to see if.
Which I'll have to sit and listen to every song because.
Yeah, and I won't as much just from having lived overseas and just different music available over there, but it's. But yeah, just to see if we're a bunch of grumpy old fuckers, or if we actually are, if we're just cool dudes, and we're a little bit of both, maybe. I don't know. Probably more cool dude.
Probably on the grumpier side, but still cool.
More cool dude. I mean, music, because we're kind of like those guys in High Fidelity with John Cusack and Jack Black and Peter DeLuise, or whatever his name was, that worked in the record shop, because people come in, we have a better opinion than theirs, we trash the shit out of what they like, and we don't feel the least bit bad about it. So
you try to set people on the course of good music.
And even between
between you and I, we argue about that too. So.
Absolutely, but the thing is, we agree on enough that the shit that we mutually hate from each other's music selections ain't a big deal.
Right.
But with that in mind, so this week we're doing, and Dennis, thanks for kind of starting us out on the nostalgia stuff, and we're going to probably go off the rails during the chart show.
Of course.
But we start with, we graduated May 18th or 19th of 1983, and this is from the 21st, so we just, the closest date to it.
Right.
And so with that in mind, this is indeed from the Billboard chart. And I do want to say also, before I forget, that the charts that we will be doing aren't always going to be from the pop charts. We're going to do rock charts. We're going to do soul charts. Probably not do much on the country chart, but yeah, what the heck?
None.
Well, actually, no, I take that back. I would do some country charts from the 60s and the early 70s.
Maybe, yes, yeah. I could do that.
But I ain't going to do no shit from that otherwise.
It's going to lock up at some point.
Okay. So. All right, so with that in mind, the top 40 in of May of 1983.
All right.
And Dennis, please start us off and talk a little bit.
All right, so number 40 was Looking for a Stranger from Pat Benatar. That was off the Get Nervous album. I'm a huge Pat Benatar fan. I think I've got almost all of her records now. But it was funny though, because I honestly, I was like, then I don't remember this song. So we had to listen back to it, and as soon as it started, I was like, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Because it's not one of the ones that it's played now a lot.
Right.
And I'd have to pull out the Get Nervous album to actually hear it. But, God, Lord, great song, good-looking chick, And like I said, I actually got to see her in concert last year, and the woman sounds...
She's still rocking
Oh, my gosh. It's just unbelievable.
Obviously, I think she was vocally trained vocally.
Oh, yeah. She was all into kind of operatic and jazz type stuff. And then she got... hooked up with her husband, who still is her husband. They've been married almost 40 years.
Jesus, in any entertainment business, that's
exactly.
Amazing.
But they're a team. I mean, they write a lot of stuff and do a lot of stuff. And he's a hell of a guitar player too. So,
well, it's I like you had not heard this song, and not a follower of Pat Benatar other than what you'd heard on the radio, and never struck me poorly at all. She's never been hard on the eyes, so I mean, if that's wrong, even as a broad of a certain age right now, she's still rocking it.
Yeah.
But but nevertheless, yeah. So I no more than that. Just hadn't heard it.
Right, and I hadn't heard it for a long time, so that's why I had to kind of remind myself. But great song though.
The same thing with the next song. Number 39 is "No Time for Talk" from Christopher Cross. Don't know what album that's from.
I don't even remember it actually, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, I like Christopher Cross. I like it, and over the years have come to find out he's a really good guitar player. I mean, excellent guitar player, and I like a lot of the hits. But this is one that I do not remember. Honestly, just absolutely.
Well, and that's funny too because you were referring earlier to the fact that we were glued to MTV and we still listen to the radio all the time.
Christopher Cross was not a MTV pretty type person. He had a face for radio.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And that and MTV truly was. I mean, it shifted the paradigm completely and how we enjoyed music because we watched and listened and.
Because Ride Like Wind, I don't think had a video. If it did, it didn't have him in there. Arthur's theme was, of course, all the clips from the Arthur movie.
Right. Yeah.
So I really don't think he had. Like I said, they just said, you know what, he's not. We need to find another visual. Nothing against Christopher Cross. He's like me. He's.
Well, I mean, I have a face for radio as well. I got great hair, but face for radio. But anyway, so yeah, it's just a nondescript.
Yeah.
The next one I'm going to intro because I was a huge fan of this band at that time. I lost my luster for them, so to speak, and this maybe kind of started me down that path. Not that it wasn't a fun video, and there was like a family that redid this video a couple of years ago, which was really cool. It's Separate Ways by Journey. If you guys have seen the video, it's next to a warehouse and they're playing the keyboard on the wall and different things like that. It was Journey having lost all of the value that they brought, meaning Neil Schon and Greg Rowley brought from Santana. They still, Steve Perry obviously still had an amazing voice, but the quality of songs,
they were a hit machine.
They were a hit machine.
They turned into a hit machine.
Yeah, they definitely hit.
They weren't doing songs like Mother, Father, and the super classics, but their journey. I mean,
well, and it wasn't just them. I mean, Journey fell victim to one of the reasons I hate '80s music, and that's the overproduced music. In other words, producers who were angling for the hit as opposed to angling for the quality. So they were pimps, the producers. And,
but if I'm going to have to listen to a band cranking out some hits, Journey wasn't a bad.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
It's all quality. Well, but I get what you say though. It turns into a point where it's not really good Journey. It's just it's hit.
These
Journey.
assholes were still good musicians.
Oh yeah,
and Steve Perry's
still
voice,
are.
Yeah, and still are. Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, so that's kind of all we have on that. Actually, I'm going to let Dennis do the next intro because this was one of our groups for sure at that time period. And
well,
but I loved them more from the 70s.
Right. So, 37 was "Give Me All Your Lovin'" from ZZ Top. ZZ Top completely lost me at this point. When they got into and MTV welcomed them with open arms, using another Journey thing.
Good segue, exactly.
But the thing was, is ZZ Top decided at some point that they were going to have this drum machine kind of sound.
And Frank Beard's a good drummer.
And he's a good drummer. But they went into that and a lot of the almost a synthesized music at that point. But they cranked out a ton of hits. I mean, they took these three guys from Texas that were these dirty bearded people and basically like with Sharpgrass Man turned them into something that young kids like, oh my god, these guys are great.
Right,
they're great, but you need to listen to Tres Hombres and you need to listen to Duello, stuff like that. You need to listen to that stuff. This
Well, yeah.
this music is crap as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and you know, I can't.
And I hate to say that about ZZ Top.
No,
but,
I know, but and God bless them for making all that money.
right. Oh, and
I mean, I'm happy about that. And
they have big houses now.
Well, and speaking of big, what was big in those videos, because that was definitely, like you said, MTV welcomed them.
Right.
Was chicks with short shorts and big hair.
Yeah.
Good God, some of those chicks in those videos, I guarantee that any lingering holes in the ozone were from chicks in those videos.
Almost every guy in the
Well,
videos of them too they all contributed to the hole in the ozone. But yeah, I'm just like I said, ZZ Top, great band. If you want to listen to ZZ Top, listen to anything before Eliminator, and you're going to be all right.
True.
And then, like I said, go get you some old stuff. Go get some Trace Hombres. Try that.
Yes, exactly.
But anyway, I'm done.
Where are we at next, man?
Oh, we're gonna go like straight down the shithole. Song we had to actually listen to. You and I both did before we did it. So this was kind of 2036 was some kind of friend. This is Barry Manilow.
Barely man enough, absolutely.
And I'm a big Manilow fan. Trust me.
You're a brave man for admitting that.
No, I do. But
that's-
this is his kind of delve into
that
the
brings you-
80s.
That brings you right on to the
Yeah.
Michael Bublé and Celine Dion.
He
side
was
there.
trying to be something he wasn't.
Oh,
Barry writes the songs that makes the whole world sing.
Yeah,
Barry cannot write an '80s song that sounds like Thomas Dolby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, this was a highly synthesized.
Synthesized
right?
and
Yeah.
just did. I mean, Barry, it's like going people. The blue hairs will keep paying you to sing Mandy. You know, just
Exactly.
just do it.
Yeah, this wasn't the cool shit.
Plus, I would. You know.
Yeah, this isn't the cool shit he did,
Right.
backing up Bette Midler in bathhouses in New York. you know.
Exactly. No, it's San
So-
Francisco. But anyway.
No,
Was it New-
it was New York.
I thought it was in San Francisco.
No, it was New York.
All right.
So
Anyway, yeah, not a big fan of the song either. But
yeah. So the next one, number 35, is "It Might Be You" by Stephen Bishop. Decent song.
yeah,
You know,
not his best song,
Not his
but a
best
good
song.
song.
Stephen Bishop, best known for his one hit "On and On," but
Right.
he was also the composer and singer of the theme song from the movie Animal House. Animal House. Dun, dun.
I don't even remember that.
Oh
song.
yeah.
Yeah, I love the movie.
But what's best known for in Animal House beyond the theme music?
Oh, he was the guy
He
playing
was
the
the-
acoustic guitar player.
He was the folk singer as John Belushi was walking down the stairs, and he was like, "I
My
had." You know,
cherries as
Yeah,
a
exactly.
stone. He picks his guitar. up.
so John Belushi grabs
I
the guitar,
forgot about that.
smashes it to smithereens.
Which was actually an ad lib.
Yes, it was an ad lib. Handed him back the neck of the guitar,
Instead of-
shrugs and goes, "Sorry."
Sorry.
Yeah, just very calmly, you know.
Yeah.
But it was what we were all thinking. It's like, yes, it was one. It was one of the great moments in.
I had forgot about that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
completely forgot about that. But yeah, you're
But
right.
Stephen Bishop's a damn good singer, good
Oh,
writer.
and good music. So I like
Absolutely.
that song. That was good. And it's
So-
kind of odd for this time too. If you look at this, we go through this top 40, that was a kind of a standard song. I mean, that was kind of one of those old standards.
It was, yeah.
You know, there's no there's no synth in it. There's no trying to be cool, and he's not wearing pink with these little black glasses.
Right.
Squeaking around. He's just kind of being Stephen Bishop. So
Exactly.
All right.
So
good.
we're up to number 34.
Yep. The One Thing, In Excess. Not my favorite song from In Excess, but it is a good song.
It is good. I mean, it's again, right. Not my favorite song from
And of
Excess.
course, it had a huge video. You know,
Yes, and,
they're all sitting at this table and they're eating all this
Right.
crazy foods, and it's kind of his fancy dinner party kind of thing. But yeah,
Right. Again, back to the visuals. That's how we remember this shit from this.
that's how I remember it. And like I said, it wasn't my favorite song. Like I said, there was a couple earlier ones I liked more, and some of the later ones I liked, but this wasn't my favorite. But it's a good song. So
Absolutely. Now the next one I'm going to lead into is number 33, and it's by the most prolific artist of the 1970s.
yeah, I'd say
Chart-wise and everything.
right.
Single artist,
Sure.
Elton John, and "I'm Still Standing."
Terrible video.
Yeah, the pork pie hat and the striped
Song's
pants
catchy
on.
though. The song is catchy.
It was,
It's not like it's horrible.
But honestly, Elton John's talent died for me with the release of "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" by that prolific singer Kiki D.
I love that song.
Cannot stand that
I love
song.
that song.
That was about 1976.
Don't go
Wasn't
breaking my
necessarily
heart.
wasn't necessarily in love with Philadelphia Freedom.
See, I like that song a lot too.
Yeah, no, it's
So-
just I have a different
Right.
desire for.
No, I like a lot. I like most Elton John songs, and this one here is not bad. It's just, I don't know. He's trying to get that '80s.
Well, again,
kind
it's the
of
producer
poppy
pushing
kind
stuff.
of-
Yeah. And you can't give him the full blame since he didn't write the lyrics. So.
Right.
Bernie.
Yeah, Bernie.
You
He tried to get '80s.
You could have done better. Exactly.
Right.
So, where are we at with number 32?
32 is "I Couldn't Say No" by Robert Ellis Orrell with Carlene Carter.
Yeah, we had no idea what the hell this song was.
And I still really don't know much about it. It's just, it kind of just skidded under the door and just.
Yeah, well, it really did. And,
She's kind of hot, but I mean.
Well, no, Carlene Carter at that point in her career, especially Carlene Carter being the daughter of June Carter, Johnny Cash's second.
I did not
wife.
know that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a and it's kind of a
It's
country.
a poppy country thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best thing I can say about this song, other than the fact that it's like, is that
I was interested in the video
Carlene-
until he started singing. I was like, oh, just shut up.
Carlene Carter could model a pair of jeans as well as anybody I could think of
Right.
at that point. So, and that's all.
Right.
The only contribution I could think. Where are we at? Number 31.
31 is "Electric Avenue" by Eddie Grant.
This song hung around forever.
And this song was when I first started watching MTV.
Yeah.
It was on every probably hour and 45 minutes.
Well, yeah, it was part of the heavy rotation.
It was a heavy rotation song,
Yeah.
and at that time, that was always my piss break. It's like, okay, I gotta go pee. I got 3 minutes. But is it if I hear it now, am I going to turn it off? No. But at that point, it was basically overload. They
was.
played it way too much.
It really was. I mean, and I guess I feel the same way. Whatever. Exactly. Whatever I may have thought of it when I first heard it.
Right.
That shit's gone.
Yeah. No, I say it, I don't have the burnout like I did because I haven't heard it in years.
Right.
But I wouldn't turn it off now. And the thing was, it will, if I listen to it, it's going to spark a memory. Probably me going to take a piss, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, well,
but it will remind me of being.
That might be some
But
Freudian shit.
it'll remind me of being in Jones's and Hipsman's
Oh, my
basement apartment.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the couch there for a couple weeks till I got my apartment going and watching MTV. I mean,
I christened one of their bedrooms with some chick. I don't remember. Don't remember which room it was. Probably Jeff's because.
there was only one bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Jeff and Nathan's shared a bedroom.
What Nathan's?
bedroom.
Yeah, no. I think Nathan was going. Yeah. So,
And I was on the couch.
That
So.
was that chick that tried to molest me and I'd never met before. But anyway.
What was his name again? No.
No, we can't.
All right. His name was Bob.
Yeah. No.
Okay. So anyway, number 30.
Number 30. I'm going to let you take this because you have an affinity for this song.
Too Shy by Kaja Gugu. I like this song, and I like the bass line in it is kick ass. That dude, he's got that kind of slappy bass.
Yeah.
Got that fucking hair. He's one of those dudes that kind of blew the ozone open.
Yeah, that's true. You kind of like the flying
But
seagulls.
I did it. I mean, it's got a groove.
No,
it's got a groove.
It was
Of all
a
people,
dance song. It was a dance song.
right? And of all people, I think you would like the song because of the way it kind of grooves. And it's kind of got a.
Well, I had a love-hate relationship with some of the new wave stuff, UK
Right.
new wave stuff, and I think these guys are. I can't think of any American that would have come up with the name Kaja Gugu. I'm sure.
But it's just one of those songs that I liked. And now I could not. You know what? I cannot name one other song from Kaja Gugu.
Well, I don't know if they ever had one.
But I do know.
But it
this
was on
song.
MTV.
It was on MTV,
You know,
and they played the shit out of it.
Yeah, this is. You're right. This
They
is
were
part of-
playing. It was in a bar scene. It was kind of real smoky, and they were kind of had. It was a real, and it kind of it looked like a semi-live in a bar scene, kind of with their own stage. And that was what the video. But
yes, I mean, and you remember some of these things better than I do because you stayed up all night watching that shit.
yeah, no shit.
I was still living at home because I hadn't gone to university yet until end of August. So
yeah, I actually.
The old man wasn't. I mean, he didn't mind me staying up late, but he probably wouldn't have been through.
Well, actually, I graduated high school and we started trade
school right away.
3 weeks later. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys were all in on that.
We were.
Absolutely. So
here's a little song we might know.
yeah, and this is a song that this was the decline of civilization as we know it. This is Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, and the reason I say it's the decline of civilization as we know it, because from a kid in his late tweens, early teens.
He wasn't weird yet.
No, he wasn't weird yet. Exactly. When they first came on the scene, and by the way,
he was a lot darker than too.
Yeah, it was a lot darker. It wasn't goddamn Diana Ross that introduced them. She had them on a show one time. It was actually Bobby Taylor who found them in a club because he was playing in Chicago, and Bobby and the Vancouvers, who discovered them, had a dude in that band that went on to be famous not only for his guitar work, but it was usually part of farcical stuff. His name was Thomas Chong.
Right.
And so Mr. Thomas Chong was part of Bobby and the Vancouvers, and like I said, Bobby Taylor discovered Michael Jackson. But this song obviously blew the roof off of everything. That album, which was
actually was the album prior to this.
Well, no, this was all from the album that we're going to discuss when we get near the top of the chart.
Right.
But Michael Jackson, he had such a strong voice.
But the
as a
album
young guy.
prior to this was actually
a good album. It was off the wall.
That's what I'm saying. That was a big seller for him.
Yeah, well, that was his biggest solo effort prior to this.
Right, and then this one here just went.
Yeah, this one, but
which I think was a lot due to MTV.
Well, it was. They again, heavy rotation. Quincy Jones produced the previous one. He might have produced this one.
Right.
Don't really care. The previous one, Off the Wall, was a good album.
Right.
But I think I own
It's one I don't have, and I want to get that. I've got Thriller, but I don't have this one either. I don't think.
Yeah, it's so that's there'll be enough beating on Michael Jackson coming up. The next song is a song that I remember from the radio. It's from a group that, shockingly, from the town of Champaign, and the song is "Try Again." In listening to this song, since I tend to favor R&B, this was a strong reminder that soul and R&B was officially dead.
Right.
And this was basically the pop musicification of like everything. Same thing with.
It was one that I didn't.
Same
remember.
thing. Kiss doing a goddamn disco album.
Right. To me, it was. It's not a bad song. I don't remember it.
Yeah,
it's not a bad song. And I'll forget it again.
Yeah.
The only thing that's good about it is it's one step above Billie Jean. I mean, it actually it was that good to be that.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I'm sure it didn't happen the next week. I'm sure.
Billie Jean had already been on the.
Oh, Billie Jean was actually going down.
Yeah, it was. It had reached number one, and it had been on the chart for 18 weeks.
Oh, so yeah, it was already going down. So
I'm going to take the next song one more time now, and that's "Never Gonna Let You Go" by Sergio Mendes with Joe Pizzullo and Lisa Miller. Sergio Mendes, best known for Sergio Mendes in the Brazil '66, in the mid '60s. Damn good combo, good singers. Chick that went on to marry Burt Bacharach, Lonnie Hall was one of the singers at that point. This is a good song, especially for the '80s. It's a good song.
And I remember it a lot, and it's one of those things. If I was actually dating back then, or if it's a good one to get some boobs rubbed up against you. You could do a little dancing, some little body rubbing. It was a body rubbing song.
It definitely was a body rubbing song. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Turn the cool on and.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel
So,
the
yeah.
tips.
Oh, yes. Wait a minute. Did you turn on the air conditioning? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, we didn't.
But I think you just poked me in the eye.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, that would be one of those ones that, at the well, we were already out of high school at that point, so we've been at a
well,
dance.
you were. I'm not sure your girlfriend was.
My girlfriend.
Not
I
your
didn't
wife.
have a girlfriend.
Oh,
No.
you didn't know this before.
Oh, I didn't have a girlfriend.
You hadn't met her yet. Okay.
83, yeah.
All
In
right,
83,
sorry.
I was about as single as...
Well, she's probably about third or fourth grade anyway. So.
Yeah, she was just out of diapers. I
Yeah,
think.
I know. So, anyway, so we're up to
All
number
right.
26, Dennis.
Yeah, Even Now, Bob Seger. Great song. Bob Seger, continue. The thing was, Bob was one of those guys, he doesn't have a hit like every year, but he continually had hits over a few year period. You know what I'm saying? He had hits in the 70s,
Right.
60s to 70s. I don't know if he's in the 60s, probably
70s.
70s
70s and 80s.
to the 80s and stuff like that. But it
Yeah.
wasn't like everything he put out was a hit. But he had some really good songs.
But I think he was also doing a lot of his own writing and arranging. I
Right.
could be wrong.
Right.
I do know that most of the albums that he recorded, if they were not live, like
Right.
Live Bullet,
Right.
were done down in Muscle Shoals with the Swampers.
Oh, so he probably just had a...
Because if you remember from the Muscle Shoals
Sure.
video, I don't know if it was Barry Beckley or David Hood that, no, it wasn't David Hood, it might have been Beckley, said how much that was his favorite artist that he ever worked
Right.
with Bob Seger. So,
Yeah, like I said, Bob writes a lot of tunes, but boy, every once in a while he hits some good ones. You know,
He
he said,
does.
and I don't know, was this would have been, was this after Fire Lake? Or
I
before
honestly
Fire Lake?
can't
Yeah,
say.
I'm not a big enough fan to know when his hits came in.
Right.
But no, he's had a lot of great tunes, and this one here was not his best one, but it's listenable.
right. No, it's great. I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Good tune. All right, what's next? The Tubes.
This was a good song.
I
man.
liked it.
She's a beauty.
Well, and there at number 25, She's a Beauty. This is another one of those MTV made the song a lot better than what the song was. Listening to the song, it's not a bad song. Watching the video to this,
the stimulation of the
Feetway
video,
video, and where he's talking about and they had the little kid going in, don't be shy, this little
Right.
like a strip show kind of. What a great, it was a good fantasy type video, and but I do like the Tubes. I think they're a good band.
Yeah, it was
and
good. It was good.
And it was a good song, but the video was actually better.
Yep.
All
I
right.
agree. Number 24 is Stranger in My House by the country artist Ronnie Millsap. I remember the song. Ronnie Millsap, good artist. Can't say that I was, like a huge fan, but good singer.
Oh, come on. The Smoky Mountain Range, you don't like that? You don't like that song?
All right,
Yeah, Ronnie Millsap's a good guy. I mean,
yeah, good singer.
he is a good singer. Writes a lot of good stuff. So it's kind of funny that it hit the pop chart.
Well, but he'd done that with some of his songs anyway.
That's true too,
I'm trying
though.
to think of that one. Not that it matters, but he had a couple crossover hits.
Remind me to tell you something. I got a joke, but I can't say it. Right
Okay.
now. I'm trying to be.
yeah.
I'm trying to be.
Aside from my incessant
Oh,
slang,
I actually want to bring something up since we're almost we're halfway through the thing.
you're not going to bring up again that I taught you how to swear, I hope.
No, our first show we brought up the thing hashtag save the hedgehog.
Hashtag save
Well,
the hedgehog.
We may not want to save the hedgehog. I don't know. He's he's got a lot more. Oh, you haven't heard?
Oh no.
He's got a shitload more charges. He's looking at like 200 years in prison. He's like he's been doing a lot of raping and pillaging. He's like a Viking.
I'm really sorry.
So-
about
And so if we offend anybody by our first show about the Save the Hedgehog, it was more in jest and in comedy.
that. Mr. Hyatt,
But
you have more sex than any man on film.
I
in
know.
history.
Why do you got to rape anybody?
Why would you have to rape anybody? Exactly. So
So,
that's disappointing.
We hope that everything that's been accused to him is not correct. That would be
Yeah,
nice.
but,
But if it is,
where there's smoke, there's an inferno. Maybe in this case.
there's
we don't know.
if there's smoke, there's this huge penis, and you just got to look out for it. Don't-
Yeah.
So,
but,
hashtag stay away from the big penis.
Is this a self-admission? Or?
Stay away from the hedgehog.
Stay away from the hedgehog, yeah.
All right. I had to correct that because it was bugging me all week.
That wasn't bugging me at all.
Yeah. All right. Where are we at?
Oh, my God, yes. This...
Come on, Joe. Why don't you tell us about this next song?
I fucking hate this group. And if you don't like my opinion on this, not you, but anybody listening, I'm sorry that you're tone deaf and would rather listen to cows pissing on a flat rock. Because Mr. Roboto by Styx and every song that Dennis DeYoung ever sang by Styx sucks the sweat off a donkey's balls. I really hate that. Tommy Shaw, on the other hand, I really enjoy the shit out of him.
All right. Do you feel better now? You feel...
Well, yeah, because I'm not going to bag on Geddy Lee today, but
you better not.
Same kind of whiny ass voice, like some goat's got his nuts caught in a flame. So, but I hate that song, and it's a shitty song.
Okay, so I'll let you get that out.
All
okay,
right, thank you.
Now I love Styx. I go see them every time that they come around. I've seen them probably 6-7 times now. They put on a fantastic fucking show. They sound great. I did not get to see them with Dennis DeYoung, but I do like his voice. Mr. Roboto was a kind of like with the Kiss and the Elder. It was a concept album that did not do well, and it was the death knell for Styx. I mean, Tommy Shaw and
thank God he went on to form Damn Yankee.
They went.
Shut out of the system.
I mean, that put the nail. That put the coffin in, or the nail in the coffin on those guys.
That dropped the coffin in the ground.
But is it a bad song? No, I just don't like it. I just think it's Styx. I mean, and I love Styx music. So you got the yin and you got the yang. I'm the yin. You're a yang. So
Well,
okay, yang. What's next?
Well, on that note,
22.
Number 22, Family Man by Daryl Hall and John Oates. Hall and Oates made a shitload of money in the 80s, and I'm very happy.
The thing is, I like Hall and Oates.
I do too.
I like their early stuff.
Love their early stuff.
And I like some of their older stuff, or their newer stuff.
And I love Live from Daryl's House. If any of you have never seen Live from Daryl's House,
please watch it. Yeah.
By all means, check out any
now you'll
and every
see
episode.
Sarah Smiles. You hear it every week because
Yeah,
everybody wants to play that song.
The concept is Daryl Hall. He invites artists to his upstate New York estate, for lack of a better term, but it's an old house, and he's built a studio in it. And his musicians, some of them go out on the road with him and John Oates. Some of them go out on the road with John Oates or him when they're doing solo gigs. But they're just damn fine musicians. He will have an amazing array of guests come in and perform their songs, and he will then perform songs with them of their songs, and then they will choose one of his songs and perform that song.
And 99% of the time, it's Sarah Smiles.
It is,
which is a great song.
It is a fantastic song.
Absolutely. But no, this song to me is not. They were getting into the 80s. I mean, they kind of moved because Daryl is a blues type person. I mean,
both of them are actually.
I mean, both of them are.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to do But I tell you what, their recipe worked really good because, like I said, they had a shit ton of hits. That Daryl's house was probably bought by a lot of songs from the 80s.
No doubt about it. And like
Private Lies and all that, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Private Eyes,
whatever. But Family Man is not one of my favorites.
No, it was. By that point, it was a factory churning out the hits. Like you said, they had a formula. Their producers were cranking it out. They were making a shit ton of cash, and I'm very happy for them because they had enough other music to. Kind of like Michael Caine when he does shitty movies, he always turns out an Oscar winning role or Oscar worthy role after that. Right. So the next song is number 21 by Al Jarreau, and it's Morning. It's a good song.
Yeah, it is a good song.
It's a good song. It's
still that 70s soul trying to sneak its way back into the thing.
Al Jarreau was an elevator jazz artist, and it's decent elevator jazz music.
It's titty rubbing music.
That's a little bit too
Yeah, you could probably.
It's just a little faster tempo.
You could do faster tempo, but it's still good.
Yeah. But I'm glad to see that you've got some breast on your.
Well, no, I never did though. That was the whole point. I was. I guess I rubbed against the wall or something. I don't know.
I'm not going to make any comments on this.
Number 20.
Don't Let It End by Styx. All I can say is
He wants it to
refer
end,
to
right?
my refer to my previous comments.
Okay.
They all hold true.
Not one of my favorite Styx songs, but it's a good Styx. I mean, it's a Styx song, and I like it. So going after that, number 19, another one from our band Journey, Faithfully. What a huge fucking hit!
This song was a snorer, though, man.
But it was
a huge hit, too.
But this is what everybody was doing. These big, what they call it, rock
anthems,
anthem rock,
oh, I can't think of the term.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, exactly, because it became
It
became the norm in the '80s.
And this was probably
every band.
This is probably the one that started it.
I agree with that.
This is
the
83.
power ballad.
Power ballad. There you go.
Power ballad.
Thank you.
This was a power ballad.
And what a good one, though. I mean, I do like this song. There's some great guitar work.
It's
on
you
there.
know, it is good, but like I said, it's just.
But have I heard it enough?
That might be part of my thing. It's like, all right, do we have to hear the shit one more time? Because again, between the videos and the radios, video killed the radio, all that other bullshit.
All right, 18.
Always Something There to Remind Me by Naked Eyes. It's a fun song.
You know, when it first came out, I wasn't a great big fan of it, and even with the video, it was one of those ones I can't. But I think as I listen to stuff now, I like it a lot. I mean, it's one of those a song that kind of grew on me, and as I got older, it's like going because it's got all that kind of bells and chimes and bullshit in it, and I don't know, for some reason I like it a lot.
Well, and I I do too. It's
and I don't know, did Naked Eyes have another? They had another. Did they do Promises?
They might have. Yeah.
I have to look at that because don't quote me on that. But I think they had I think Naked Eyes had a couple of hits, and this was one of the ones that they had. But I like it. So
well, but see what's and so now we're gonna I'm gonna actually pull this. I'm gonna dive a little deeper into this song to use the hackneyed business term. I hate that fucking term, deep dive, but nonetheless I'm diving a little deeper.
Are we talking about the next song?
No, I'm still in this song. Always
still
Something There to Remind Me, because this is a Burt Bacharach, Hal David song.
It may be.
No, it is.
It is?
So it was originally recorded by, I'm looking it up because I remember that it was recorded by Dionne Warwick in 1964.
Really?
Yeah, it reached number.
I'll have to look that up because I don't know.
This was the highest peaking version of the song, though.
Right.
So.
That's it. That's very interesting, though. I didn't know that it was a remake.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a monstrous Bacharach and David.
Well, Bacharach couldn't write anything that was bad. I mean,
no, and then the later work with Elvis Costello's fantastic.
Right.
But so that's
that's very interesting.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun to finally remember. Like, why the hell am I not remembering correctly?
All right, number 17.
Oh boy.
Okay, no, little kids, hold your ears. We're gonna say something nasty here. Dexy's Midnight Runners. Come on, Eileen. I can't even say that without cringing. How did people back in the 80s on the record on the
what is it?
DJs?
Come on, Eileen. You know what I mean?
I mean, seriously, it's just.
I mean, I know it's meant to
I know.
like, come on, Bob, let's go somewhere. No,
but it's just.
But no, this is come on, Eileen. You know what I mean? It's
maybe we're the only two people in the world that think like that.
No, there's plenty of other men of a certain age that.
I'm sorry.
Save the hedgehog.
Save the hedgehog. No. Stay away from the hedgehog.
But this just brings out the schoolboy in us.
Oh, I guarantee
we just giggle over stupid shit.
The thing was, is I didn't even think whenever it first came out, I really didn't, because I hated it. Honestly, I really didn't like the song when it first came out. I didn't like the video, didn't like the song, and I really didn't. It's just recently when I start hearing it again now, I'm like thinking, oh man, that's what it's like. It's like,
well, there's for anybody, and I have no idea, but I've heard that's a fan of Japanese porn.
Right. Bukake. No, I didn't know
A
it.
term that
Joe said that. It wasn't me.
I know that
I
was
don't
you,
even know
asshole.
I don't even know what it is. But anyway, no, it's just it's a, and you know it's a terrible name. It's not a really good song.
Not that Bukake is much better.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, my.
But yeah, it's just
Yeah, but it's just it's become an unwanted visual.
You know, the thing was at our class reunion, that song there, all the girls were like, "Oh, play that song, we love it." I was like,
yeah,
where,
right.
where were you in 1983?
Going to mass.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Yeah, so oh, yeah, so anyway.
All right, let's get off that subject.
Well,
All right, number 16, great song, Rick Springfield, "Affair of the Heart." I tell you what, I've been a Rick Springfield fan for years, since he came out. This was he was another one of those MTV ate him up, spit him out. I mean, just basically.
well,
played
you know,
that shit all the time.
he first came out in the 70s.
Right.
I think, and I think
He was a part of. He was actually Sound City. They were promoting. I mean, they basically made him. You know, the guy.
Well,
they
because
promoted.
you know, he was a pretty boy, was he? He was on all the
yeah.
Tiger Beat and all that shit like that. They had him on the cover, that
Right.
stuff. I remember going through the grocery store, going, "What? Who?"
But "Affair of Heart" was a really good song.
Yeah.
I like that song.
How many Aussies have we got on here? We've got.
I don't know.
So I know we had. There were a couple more on there earlier too, but then of course Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Yeah.
Those assholes are Irish.
Yeah, no
So
shit. Those banjo playing.
no doubt, just violin, fiddle
Sperman
playing,
dudes.
whatever.
Yeah.
So
All right, so after that we got 15, Toto with "I Won't Hold You Back," another good power ballad. I like Toto. I mean,
Well,
Steve Lukather is just. I mean, he's awesome.
I
And-
don't know if he's the one that was part of Ringo's All-Star Band that I saw last year with our classmate and my dear friend Carl and her husband
Right.
Gary up at
Right.
in Chicago, but it's I think that I don't have warmth. I don't have cold.
Right.
I just it is what it is.
Right.
So, but power ballads I'm not.
Yeah.
a fan
I mean,
of.
it's not. Is it the greatest Toto song? No.
No, and again I think I'm going power ballads.
All right. 14.
Rio by Duran Duran. Another video that was on heavy play, but a catchy damn tune.
Very catchy, and another really a group of really good musicians.
They really were.
I mean, and they've.
And all right, I mean they're still out there.
Well, it's still out there. I liked. It was one of those ones that you couldn't. It was a band that was hard to hate. It
Yeah.
really was, and they had some catch. Their shit was catchy as hell.
It was, and well produced actually.
Yes, very well produced. I like Duran Duran. I like them.
Yeah, and no problems with those
All
guys.
right. 13.
Straight from the Heart by Bryan Adams. Now we're getting into the Canadians.
Right.
The
Brian
Canadians.
Adams, another guy who writes a shit ton of great music. Straight from the Heart was also another one of those ballads.
Right. But I mean, I think that
he's
was
wrote
bit
a few of them.
that was a bit more palatable for me. Yeah, he did that Robin Hood
Right, yeah, exactly.
theme song and all that stuff. I made
But no, Straight from the Heart's a great song. It's a good song.
yeah.
It was, and that's actually not really a power ballad. It's more of it's a slower rocking song, but it's good. I like it.
Number 12 is a song that by a group that.
MTV made.
But these assholes have a little bit of talent.
Well, of course they do.
Yeah, they really do, and that's Photographed by Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Great album. They played the shit out of this song. We played the shit out of
Mutt
the album.
Lang should be, he should
Mutt
be
Lang,
credited.
yes.
He should be credited for that wall of sound. That kind of that. He's the one that made, not just like with Phil Spector's wall of sound. I didn't want to get it confused. But
Yeah, Mutt Lang hasn't murdered any girlfriends.
Right. He doesn't have really fucked up hair, but yeah, he had that thing to make them sound, five guys sound like a choir, and that was his big thing, and Def Leppard has ran with that shit for forever, and but yeah, that's Photograph was, and it was a huge MTV hit. I mean, We used to play this song actually with my first band. So.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We played it to victory. Yeah. We were heavy on the Def Leppard. So.
Oh.
Good song though. All right, number 11, Der Kommissar, After the Fire.
Another MTV song.
I like that song though.
I
don't get tired of it too. It's one of those ones that I can hear, and I heard it a gajillion times back then. But if it comes on the radio or comes on my '80s playlist, I listen to it. It's
no issues with this song.
It's quality.
Yeah.
Quality.
Number 10 is
top
a group,
10
is another group. Yeah, so we're in the top 10. This is definitely a group that was an MTV group.
Right.
Very visual for visual reasons, I guess. For lack of
the thing was, I wasn't a huge fan of them back in the day when they were first out. Of course, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So it's all weird shit. But Culture Club. Now I listen to them. I bought their records. I actually like their music a lot. This
falls beyond guilty pleasure, and these assholes really aren't that bad.
No, they're and Time was a really good song. I mean,
it was.
Like I said, Karma Chameleon was just
that one sucked.
But they played the shit out of that one.
Well, they did.
But all the other stuff that they did, I don't mind it. So
I mean, do you really want to hurt me and talk about the next song?
Oh, My Love, Richie, Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Number 9, what do you got to say? Lionel Richie he's a genius. Writes a lot of great tunes. I like the song.
This is another guy that I don't begrudge him for his 80s music.
Right.
And I'm glad he made a lot of money, but I really can't stand to listen to any of it.
I mean, his
music.
It's a personal choice.
Well, it is, but I mean, his music with the Commodores was much better.
Of course. I mean, it was duh. But there's another guy who continued on after the Commodores.
Well, I mean,
he made more money.
He left the Commodores because he made more money.
Well, he made more money being Lionel Richie than he ever did with the Commodores.
Well, yeah, because there's 45 guys in that band.
Right.
All graduates of Tuskegee Institute.
It was a large bus.
Yeah, it was. The next song, number 8, I like the song, but I cannot help that every time I either hear the song...
Oh, you're thinking of Weird Al.
Weird Al. I Lost on Jeopardy. This is Jeopardy by Greg Kinban.
Well, and that's that thing, once Weird Al...
It was a hooky song to begin with.
Jeopardy, and the video was really good.
It was good.
I loved the video for it.
Yeah.
He's in that wedding deal, and they're in the church, and all that shit. It's a great song and a great video, and then on top of that, you got Weird Al hits it, and then it turns it into gold at that point.
My God! Well, it was I mean,
but I'm saying though, it continues on. It seems like when Weird Al puts a stamp on something, that's kind of like this shit. Whenever he did, Madonna's song. When you hear that song, all you can think about is Weird Al.
That's true.
So
that's true.
And that's one of those things. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? To me, it's a good thing.
Well, and just as a chart reference, because it is a chart show. This song was ranked at number 8. It was the 17th week on the chart. It had reached as high as number 2.
So I mean, that's a pretty good run for that song.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a big run for that song. All right. So we go from this great song to
mediocrity.
Number 7, Solitaire, Laura Branigan. I've just never been a Laura Branigan fan. Is it horrible? No, but it's not. I don't know.
It falls into that.
And actually, this is the 10th week, and it got as high as this is the highest it got. It's been on the chart for 6 weeks or 10 weeks.
It might have gone higher. I mean, I don't give a damn to look.
And to be honest, when we went back and listened to these earlier, I don't remember this song. To be honest, I don't.
I remember it. It just
I turned it off. I never listened to it. So
it's number 6 though is a song that, since part of the gimmick, and we'll do this at the end of the show, is that we select songs from the chart that either one of us would add on to our charts, because we don't rank our songs, but the blog, and for anybody that wants to start one and do their own gig, send us a message on Facebook, because we're happy to help you get started, because it's just a cool thing to do, to kind of as Dennis so eloquently puts it every time, reflect on moments in your life and what the music brought to those moments, or at least what those moments brought to the music. And so it's a great philosophy he has on that, which I'm sure he will happily, and we will be happy to hear it again, share it sometime. But this is Little Red Corvette by Prince. And this is a fucking badass song. Prince, this dude, as you've seen with the George Harrison Memorial Concert, where he comes out there.
My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah, he comes out there and plays solo on My Guitar Gently Weeps. He an incredible talent. This was prior to this. It might have been. Is it Little? I can't remember the album unless it was Little.
This was off of 1999.
Was it?
I think.
Which is an amazing album.
Right.
The next album was Purple Rain,
right.
which was a good album, but it was also for me kind of the jumping the shark point
right.
of me wanting to listen to Prince. Not the end of his talent under any circumstance,
right.
but just my interest because his previous albums, the Controversy album.
Now the sad thing about me is, and I'll admit this, is when this song came out and when I saw it, I was not a big Prince fan. I didn't like Prince at all. I didn't get it, didn't understand it, thought he was just a singer, didn't know he was a guitar player, you know what I'm saying? Right. And he just really, and it wasn't until a lot later on that I really started appreciating what Prince could do.
Right.
And then I went back, and now I went back, and now I've kind of but at that time, you can chalk it up to being 18 years old or whatever, and not, I'm a metal fan and this shit and this guy, what the fuck, but no, I do have a real good appreciation for Prince.
Yeah.
And I do like these songs.
like
and these songs were fucking kick ass.
They were. I mean, it's.
But would I admit it back then? No.
Well, and I understand that. I mean, it's.
It's one of those things.
I mean, like I said, I was already an R&B fan.
Right.
And a huge fan of something like this that comes out because I was so desperate to hear something, because the 80s was not just a bad decade for pop and rock music for me. Soul music completely died. Funk, with the exception of the Gap Band, and thank God for George Clinton, the godfather of funk.
Right.
Even though people will say James Brown, no, he's a godfather. Right. So, but anyway, so that's just a song that I enjoyed. Number 5 was another video classic.
If it wouldn't be for the video, I'd probably hate the song.
Right.
But because of the video, I like the song.
A great video.
And the video was so great, and it's quirky. Thomas Dolby, he had another one called Hyperactive. Yeah. That was a pretty decent song. I think he had a couple of real big hits. But yeah, this thing was on rotation hard, and
so this is She Blinded Me with Science.
Yeah.
By Thomas Dolby. Yeah, absolutely. It's this was still climbing the charts.
It was still 14 weeks.
14 weeks at number 5, but the songs in front of it were very strong for that era.
Yeah. Oh, duh. Yeah.
So, but yeah, fun video.
Yep. But very fun.
The next song, speaking of Australians, I really enjoyed the hell out of this song. And for me to say that about a lot of 80 songs, as you know, it has value to me.
I've always been a Men at Work fan, though. This was Overkill by Men at Work.
Yes, absolutely.
And I've always, for some reason, they've kind of caught my eye and they've kind of caught my ear. Of course, they were heavy in MTV also. If you can right now, or if you can, go, there are acoustic versions of Overkill. And
oh, really?
They're fan-freaking-tastic.
Well, that I'm glad to know, because I'm definitely going to go.
Oh, after the show, I'll play it for you real quick. It's his name is escaping me right now. I can't believe that.
The singer?
Yeah.
Colin Hayes.
Colin Hayes, yeah. Look up on MTV, or on MTV. Look up on YouTube, Colin Hayes. He's done a lot of their songs acoustically, and changes them a little bit. But Overkill is my favorite, and it's just absolutely beautiful when he does it acoustically. Yeah. But yeah, I am a huge fan, and like I said, this was number They've been 7 weeks on the chart.
Number 4.
And they
So
were
this
at
one
4.
this one had a bullet on it essentially.
So
I'm 18 with a bullet.
yeah.
Got my finger on the trigger. I'm gonna pull it.
Don't do
That was Pete Wingfield from the early 70s. Yes, it sounds like I've just, killed 17 cats with my attempt.
Keep your day job, Joe.
Yeah. So.
All right, number 3.
This is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
From the movie of the same title, Flashdance. What a Feeling. By Irene Cara. Irene Cara was a Broadway actress, I believe.
No, she was a welder that wanted to be a dancer.
No, dude, that's the fucking Jennifer Beals video thing. This is Irene Cara.
I know, but
That's
the
not-
movie Flashdance was about a welder that wanted to be a dancer.
Oh, that's right.
Don't correct me. Remember, she got behind the bucket.
Terrible fucking movie. Yeah.
Do you know who was supposed to play the male lead in that?
I don't even know who played the actual lead. So
I don't either. He was an unknown, but guess who was offered that part?
Who?
Gene Simmons.
Got that.
He was just getting into the part where he was starting to want to do films. He was with Cher at that
Well,
point.
at least he had enough fucking sense not to do that shit.
He did Runaway instead with Tom Selleck.
Well, maybe not enough sense. I don't know.
That's a good one.
Number 2 is another masturbatory song,
Yeah, you got that right.
and
And it includes one of my favorite guitar players, Eddie Van Halen.
oh, that's right, Eddie Van Halen. Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen recorded the Beat It soundtrack. And
Yeah. So this is Beat It.
And I've just read a story that said that Steve Lukather from Toto actually did some work on that too, and he thinks that some of that's his.
God, I
You
hate
can't
this
prove
fucking
it.
song. 40. I mean, they played this motherfucker.
But you
more
know what I
than-
think about whenever I hear this?
No.
Weird Al. Eat
Weird-
It.
Well, Eat It. That's right.
Which
Yeah.
he did the video absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weird,
I'm not.
God bless Weird Al.
He
That
saved.
man, that-
He saves that. Whole
Yeah,
song.
he made bad songs worth listening to.
I'm just not a. I'm not a huge fan. Now, if
Not
we
a
ever
good-
talked
I'm a
about,
huge fan.
I do like. I do like Thriller. I think Thriller was, and it was a masterpiece as far as the video. The
Right.
song
Oh, the videos.
itself,
Yeah, the video was
but the video
amazing.
was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Beat It was. The thing was, they played that thing in rotation on
And
the
the thing
radio.
is, he was smacking that ass. He was beating it.
Yeah, no shit.
But that poor little boy probably got hurt. But at that point,
Yeah, no kidding.
oh God, I just can't stand.
But no, I'm
That-
like
this-
you.
yeah,
I'm
this-
not a big fan.
No, I mean, for like I said,
Thank God that there is a better song on this chart, and that wasn't number one.
I mean, well, exactly. But I mean, just as one final thing on Michael
Right.
Jackson. If you look, even the stuff after their first run of it was like 5 of the first 6 releases as the Jackson 5 hit number 1.
Right.
But even in like '73 or so, when they were getting older, you listen to a song like "Look Through Any Window," really a good song.
Right.
But man, it just went to shit. Yes, but number 1,
There you go.
the coolest dude. Well, not the coolest dude, but a cool dude that
Right.
transcended so much from just his coolness.
Well, and think about this. He reminds me of Tina Turner because he had a career, and then
Yeah,
he had
second
another
act.
second career that came in
Count-
hard.
Kind of like Aerosmith, you know.
Exactly. I mean, he
Yeah.
kind of he had his big career, and then came back in and then hit it again in the '80s.
Yeah,
And you know who plays guitar on this song, don't you?
I do not.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh no shit.
He was his guitar player on this album.
So this is "Let's Dance" by
Yeah.
David Bowie.
Exactly.
I mean, he man was just fantastic. Even my father, I found out he had like David Bowie tuned into his computer listening to songs.
That's cool.
I thought, that's
David-
really cool. My father will be 81 in a few months, and still.
Well, it was like this one. It was Let's Dance, and what was the other song off this same album? It was China Girl.
China Girl.
And that's there again. That's Stevie Ray Vaughan playing on that album. He actually toured with them for a short time.
Well,
So
two.
he had class acts with
two
him.
amazing talents in
Yeah.
one. So, anyway, this actually wraps up the since that's number 1. Obviously, we've come to the end of this chart, but just for a little final chit chat chatter, We don't know what the next chart's going to be. We'll stick our finger in the air, see which way the wind's blowing, and look forward to hoping to have you guys come back and listen again. I'm not saying. I would say that the shows will get better, but I think we're probably at our apex right here.
Yeah.
Well, it just depends on the week. You know?
Exactly. It depends on the chart too. You know.
But
we got to pick a really shitty week. I mean, like a really
this one
shitty
was pretty
week.
close.
This
But
wasn't bad.
let's go ahead and choose our songs that we would put on our top 3,000 list, and these will appear on our top 3,000 list once these shows air.
All right. Well, I would say, how many you want? Just
Choose as many as you like. You got 3,000 songs, dude.
Overkill. I would definitely put on, and I would put the Overkill. I would do the acoustic version, and you know what? And Too Shy by Kaja Gugu. I just love that song. I like the bass line in it.
It's a good song. It definitely is.
I'll put two in this week.
I definitely agree that I would put Overkill in there by Men at Work, and I would put a little. Let's just see what happens when it hits me, because I'm up to like 118 songs on my.
You gonna put Mr. Roboto on there or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on there all right. As a gleaming example is the way the 80s
Not
suck.
what to do.
The way the 80s suck. This is a fucking Perry Mason slam dunk. Aha.
Right.
Mr. Berger, you're an idiot. Kind of thing. So no.
All right.
So those are my two songs, folks. Thank you so much for listening.
Yep.
We're gonna have some special guests. I can name one of them for sure in the coming weeks. It's a man by the name of Jeff Jones.
Ooh, Mr. Jones.
Jeff will be joining
Mr.
us.
Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones.
Dude, I had 3 one-night stands from that song.
He's got
me
a
and
thing
me and Mrs. Jones.
going on. No, it's Mr. Jones.
No, it's Mrs. Jones, dude.
I know, but we got Mr. Jones coming.
Yeah, we got Mr. Jones coming back.
You got to see Mr.
And
Jones.
we ain't going to be messing with Mrs. Jones, because
No.
we love her desperately.
Susan, we love Susan.
She's the absolute best chick,
All
and they're the cutest couple.
Yeah.
We might have the Unimatter come down here sometime, Mr. Matt DeVilly.
Ooh, we talked to Rush that night.
We're talking,
Be awesome.
And just any people that we can drag off the street that's desperate to spend an hour with us, which we're alone, so you can tell that it's not a big demand. But thanks for listening. Look forward to being with y'all next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.